This is my delicious peach cobbler that a lot of people want to learn how to make. And it's real simple. Starting off with just a small batch because I'm just making a small serving. And basically this is all the stuff that I put in it. Some lanolate butter. I use all the peaches with the juice. I also use some nutmeg. Let's see how many shakes that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I did about 14 shakes of the nutmeg. And don't do as much cinnamon. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, wrong one. That wasn't good. It won't hurt. Cinnamon sugar. So that's a little ground cinnamon. Right? And then we got a little allspice. Then my sister believed in using in just your peaches and stuff and sweet potatoes. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. And then we're gonna put a little bit more butter. I love for it to be buttery. So there's a little bit more. Okay. And now, sorry, I don't do measurements. And here's some sugar. And if I had to measure it, I'd say it was probably starting off with maybe a half a cup. Got some sugar. And let's not forget our vanilla. Got some pure vanilla. Or you could use even this Adam's Best. Okay? Well, so I'm going to use the one that got the most in it. Oh, this hasn't even been open. Okay, so we're going to use a little vanilla for good flavor. Okay? And we're going to turn this baby on and let it come to a boil. And then I'll continue on later and come back and let you know how I do everything else. Okay, right now I'm getting ready to put this little piece of crust in the oven and basically get it brown some, and then I'm going to by then hopefully have my peaches ready, and they right now are stirring it up to see if I can get that smell I'm looking for, let alone the texture I want the liquid to be before I add it in there. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on pause again, and then I'll come back to it because I don't think we're gonna be using all this juice. We might, but I have to wait and see. That was just 2 cans. Normally I use 3 cans, but I just wanted to, you know, see exactly if we can get a nice little peach cobbler made with that small of a pan. So I didn't want to be wasteful, especially with this post-pandemic cost and them cutting back on everything. Okay, but just a little dessert I felt like having. So I'll pause it for now and come back. Okay, over here is where I'm going to kind of flatten this out a little bit. This is where I'm going to use Pillsbury pie crust. And I'm going to use this to design my little way I like to do it. Is put, you know, the strips on top and make them as cute as I can. Presentation. Just basically something my mom used to do. And she made the best peach cobbler. Of course, we all think our moms can cook the best. So anyway, these are just some pieces that I'm trying to get ready and prepare for the pie. I use a little flour on it too. It makes me feel like it tastes a little bit more homemade by fooling the crust and use some flour on my roller to help the flavor of this Pillsbury pie stuff. Pie crust, I'm sorry. But anyway, first time making a video, and I'm just trying to do what I can to get comfortable and get it done. I had to add some more flavoring to the peaches. To me, it needed a little bit of everything that I put in before. If I had to put some more measurements on it, I would say that I possibly put about 5-6 more shakes of my nutmeg to it. I'll put about 1 or 2 of the cinnamon, and then I also just put just a little shake of the allspice, and just probably less than 1/4 of a cup of sugar. You have to taste it as it's as it's getting ready, or just see if it's to your liking. I'm looking for that homemade flavor that I used to experience as a child. So I'm searching for that. So that's always my go-to. Everybody in my family know what that flavor is. And we try to perfect it in a way that we think, oh, this tastes just like my mom's. And everybody know that my mom, she could cook, okay? All my sisters can cook. Some do some things better than others. But this is mine. I love making peach cobblers and other things. Anyway, let me get to my peaches. I got to test it out, and hopefully my crust is ready for me. Be back in a minute. Okay, my peaches are getting a little better. I did put just about another tablespoon of butter in it also. And so I like the way that it's starting to look. And then also, I got some butter cut over here that I'm gonna melt in the microwave. And this is what I use to glaze my crust. And I put some cinnamon sugar on top of it. And it makes it real pretty and brown and stuff. So we still getting it worked out. Flavor is what I want it to be. And it's cooking good. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna use all this juice, but I have to wait and see after I put it on top of the crust. Because sometimes I'll be thinking it's gonna cause problems if it get too juicy. So my crust is getting there, but I just needed to get it a little bit more crispy looking. And then I'm gonna pour all this on top of it and let it bake. I'll be back. Okay, I have some pretty brown crust that's gonna be delicious, cut up inside the peaches. The peaches are ready to go. So I'm going to start taking them out a little bit at a time and put on my, you see how they look all cooked and delicious, and the smell is delicious also. So we're gonna keep on putting this on there and fill it up. Love a lot of crust. And we're going to, hopefully it's enough. I should have got more peaches. My son is crazy about peach cobbler or anything sweet. He will eat it up real fast. So, as long as the peaches kind of fill up the bottom, I think this will be fine. Too many peaches to me is not good, but again, this is a preference. You have to make some things the way you like it and change it up. That was 2 cans. If you want to add 3 cans, that will be fine also. Some people love a lot of peaches, and I really don't. But gotta have enough juice to take care of all this crust I'm gonna put into it. I'm gonna cut it up in a minute to get that bottom layer just kind of cut up into peaches. I think that's it for my peaches. That's all of it. I think it's pretty spread out. Looks pretty good. There's no gaps there. A lot of juice. I don't know if it needs any more juice. I'll put a little extra. Hopefully that's enough. Just keep it juicy. We will find out here shortly. Okay, now it's time to put the crust on top. I'm gonna have some leftovers, I know. So I'm gonna start here. Pinch that off. Keep on going until I get it filled up, covered. Should be enough, I hope. I'll let y'all see it once I get it done. Just right now, it's just important to get it in that oven as soon as possible so I can sit down and relax and be able to enjoy the peaches when I get done. All right, we got enough for the top. Now I'm gonna go across. And go this way. Oh, supposed to be getting my butter melted. Uh-oh. Okay. Try to get this. I hope it's enough. I love the crust. Crust is important. It's the best part of peach cobbler to me. Like I said, I'm not really crazy about too many peaches, but it should be enough peaches in there. And wish I had enough. That was just one pack of Pillsbury I brought. Wouldn't mind having enough if I could kind of cross them again, just for the decoration part. Let's see if I do. I'm gonna start something that I may not be able to finish, but it's worth a try. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Get some of the pieces I broke off the ends and make me some of the same thing I'm doing right now. Okay, pieces are not perfect looking. See if I can cut them to make them look better. Well, I'll just use this. Yeah. Okay, that's my butter melted. Okay, so, in case you couldn't see it good, that's the picture of what I'm trying to do. That's the peach cobbler. Now I'm gonna go ahead and glaze it with some butter and put some cinnamon toast. Cinnamon sugar on it. It's my melted butter. I may have got too hot. And I made my own dabber. I don't have a brush, and if I did have one, I'd be paranoid about using it. I don't like brushes. I think they're nasty, germy. This is a fresh piece of paper towel. Strange, isn't it? But guess what? It'll do the trick. Just glaze the crust. Uh-oh. And my battery just went out. Did it go up? Okay. So now shake some cinnamon sugar on it. And put it in the oven. Can you see it good? Not good with this camera. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it bake for a little while. See you later. I did a baker's mistake. I started digging out of it. It looked so delicious before I could get it out the oven. I am so sorry. But anyway, this is the final results. And as you see, it's juicy for now. That some of the crust will start absorbing it, but it looks delicious. I just had to taste it. And I could probably stand for it to be in the oven a few more seconds, but not too long. Because the crust feels real crunchy when I touch it. Okay? But anyway, that's the final result. Good luck. Hope you try it soon. Bye-bye. It's delicious.